Dr. Satish Kumar founded Calvary Temple with 25 people in the year 2005. Within the short span of less than 15 years, these 25 grew to nearly 300,000 members on 10 campuses. Now, Calvary Temple is the second largest church in the world. Purely Bible-based and a soul-winning church where the Word of God is final authority. This exponential growth has attracted men of God like Rick Warren, Dr. David Jeremiah, Reverend Marcus Lamb, Dr. Gordon Robertson, Dr. John Ankerberg, Mr. Steve Green, and Dr. Jerry Johnson, and many more men of God to visit Calvary Temple and witness amazing works of God like never before on the face of the earth. Dr. Satish Kumar has always been at the forefront of serving the society, and especially at such times of crisis due to the coronavirus lockdown. Thousands of poor families are struggling to meet both ends, driven by the love of Christ and inspired by His words. Whatever you do for one of the least of these brothers and sisters, you did it for me. As the love of Christ compelled Dr. Satish Kumar, he came forward to donate 700 tons of food to the poor and needy. In this video, you can see Dr. Satish Kumar sharing with the media and the national press how Calvary Temple responded to his call and worked tirelessly to amass tons of food. The essential groceries are packed in carton boxes to be distributed. Each kit allows a family of 4 to have 3 square meals each day for the entire month. Thousands of families have been reached so far. That counts to 5 million meals served and still counting. Under Dr. Satish Kumar's visionary leadership, Calvary Temple started many unique programs like free medical consulting and treatment for thousands of people, subsidized medicines, feeding over 200,000 people every month, providing food, clothes, and blankets to the homeless, aiding 7,000 poor children to go to school, financial support to widows, old age homes for abandoned parents, and many other humanitarian services for many years now. All these activities are done without any foreign funds, but only through the sacrificial giving of the Calvary Temple members, a temple that always strived to show the world the love of Christ in word and in deed. Once he was a street preacher, but today Dr. Kumar preaches in the world-class stadiums like Seoul Olympic Stadium, Panama Football Stadium, and many other stadiums. He was also keynote speaker for NRB, GLS, Church Growth International, COICOM conferences, and Asian Leaders Summit. He also serves as a board member of CGI, founded by Dr. Paul Youngie Cho. Dr. Satish Kumar always says, in sight of God, it is not important how successful you are, but how faithful you are. This has been the driving force of Dr. Satish Kumar all through his life. May the life and example of Dr. Satish Kumar inspire you to serve God, help you to live for God, and prepare you to meet God. Dr. Satish Kumar founded Calvary Temple.
Amen and amen. I want you to be sensitive, because us remember when Samuel went to Jesus' house. God had someone in mind. Just begin to pray that your heavens will be open. Graciously, I bring to the podium Dr. Satish Kumar, my good friend.
Thank you. Kindly be seated. Thank you, Reverend Andrew Adeleke, for inviting me to spend some time with you and also with the body of Christ. Let me share the beginning days of my ministry. Now you have seen what's happening in India, but before this, what happened in my life is very important that each one of you need to hear. I was born in a strong non-Christian family, a Hindu family, worshipped numerous gods and goddesses. When I was 11 years old, I started smoking, gambling, and doing all the stupid things. And my mother used to say, "You are a disgrace to our family." And at times, she even used to say, "You shouldn't have born in our family." Because I would fight with my classmates, friends, and their parents would come and fight with my mother because of all stupid things that I used to do in the school. And at times my mother cried, saying that there is no God who can change you. You are beyond correction. I was just 12 years. An evangelist came to our village preaching about Jesus Christ, saying that Jesus Christ can change lives. But my mother says there is no God who can change you. And I want to try Jesus, and I want to see how he's going to transform my life. I knelt down. I went to his house. He was not there. The preacher was not there. But something forced me to kneel down and pray. I knelt down. I do not know how Jesus is going to change my life. So, my first and the best prayer in my life is this: Jesus, can you change my life? That was my first prayer. That's it. I did not come to Jesus because I was sick. I did not come to Jesus because I failed in my education, jobless. I came to Jesus with one reason, that I want to change my life. That's it. I prayed this prayer: Jesus, can you change my life? I do not know how he is going to change my life. But then I said only one thing. By the time I get up from my knees, I should be totally changed. Then I believe that you are the true living God. But there was a Bible on the bed where I knelt down. So I do not know where to start, how to read Bible. I just opened it. The moment when I opened the Bible, it says, "I have seen you before you were created in your mother's womb." But my mother says there is no God who can change my life. But this God says, "I have seen you before you were created in your mother's womb." By seeing small things, little things about me, she was fed up with my life. But how about this God who sees everything about me, which means he should have been more fed up with me. So he said, "I have seen you before you were created in your mother's womb." The next says, "I have chosen you. I have chosen you to be the prophet to my people." Then I said to myself, I said to God, "How can you choose me? I am only a boy." I was only 12 years. This is what I said. "How can you choose me? I'm only a boy." The next verse says, "Do not say that you are a boy." I said, what is this? This is a talking book. Because when I said I'm only a boy, it says, do not say you are a boy. I will put my words in your mouth. You got to go and tell people whatever I tell you. The moment when I heard that, read that, I felt like, man, if this book is able to talk back to me, how about the author of this book? Then I said, of course, indeed, this is a talking book. So I said, if you could talk to me through this book, I do believe that you have a power to change my life. Change me by the time I get up from my knees. I got up and I was a totally changed person, a brand new creation. Born in a strong Hindu family, nobody ever had, especially from my father's family, nobody ever had an experience of born again, accepting Jesus Christ and the transformation of life. Never happened. Nobody told me what to do next. Of course, when the Holy Spirit walks into your life, He is the one who will tell you what you should do. I went to my mother's side, confessed all my sins. Our family used to own cinema theaters. You know cinema theaters. Our family owned many cinema theaters, so I watched a lot of movies. And I used to act like hero. So my mother knows that I'm a good actor in those days. So when I went to my mother and started confessing all my sins, Mommy, please forgive me, I have done this, she only said one thing, stop acting. Get out from here. I said, Mommy, I'm not acting, it is real. What happened? I do not know what happened. I only prayed this prayer, Jesus, can you change my life? He changed my life. I am not that old Satish. I am a new person. By the way, you may forget my name, Satish, but you know satisfaction? Yeah? Satisfaction starts with Satish. So whenever you forget my name, you can pray, Lord, bless satisfaction, God understands. Right. So my walk with Jesus began when I was 12 years. And my people, my family members, my relatives, my villagers, they doesn't know what exactly happened in my heart. I was experiencing the joy of salvation, enjoying the presence of God and praying. It is my heart's desire that my parents, my family members, my relatives should know this saving grace. As a result of that, I started preaching at the age of 17 to 18 years. And I found this mission called Calvary Youth Mission when I was 20 years. In 95, as I was preparing to preach to about 15 people, I was under a small tree preparing a message. God whispered in my spirit, I am going to give you a biggest church. This is what He said. I'm going to give you biggest church. 95. I was not even a pastor. I was working full time, and beside I was serving the Lord full time. I was a street preacher, an evangelist, a village preacher. God says, I'm going to give you the biggest church. In those days, in our state, the biggest church is about 2,000 people. That's it. So when God said He's going to give me the biggest church, I should have a biggest land. So I used to, whenever I see a vacant land, I would say, Lord, is this land sufficient for the biggest church? Whenever I see a land, I would say, would you give this land? And at times I would go to the land owners or the brokers. I would sit with them, 10 acres of land, 8 acres of land, 6 acres of land. I'm only 23, 24, 25 years old. Go and sit with them and negotiate with them. How about this 8 acres of land? They would say $50,000. Sorry, 50,000 pounds in those days. How about this land? 100,000 pounds. What is the time period? 3 months' time. What if I give you in 6 months' time 10% extra? What if I give in 1 month's time, we will remove 15% off? What if I give money at once? So negotiate. After I negotiate with the owners and I come out, and I would ask my brothers who joined with me in negotiation, I would say, do you have 25 cents? Then they would ask me, what for? Go get a cup of coffee, a glass of coffee, 1 by 4. Buy 1 glass, share by 4, because we are 4. We don't even have money to buy glass of coffee for 4 of us. It's called 1 by 4. So somebody would help, go get 1 by 4 cup of coffee, and they would ask me, why are you fooling them? I said, whom am I fooling? You're fooling the owners. You don't even have 25 cents. You are negotiating worth of 100,000 pounds. Are you not fooling them? I said, no, I'm not fooling them. Then what are you doing? No, I'm trying to be careful that they will not fool me. What do you mean by they will not fool you? I said, to buy a land, you need money. But to negotiate, you don't need money. Indirectly, I am telling God, you told me that you are going to give me the biggest church. Here I am, busy in bargaining and negotiating the land. So indirectly, I am telling my Father, I am serious about your promise. Look at here, I have no money, but negotiating worth of 100,000 pounds. So it is a two-way language. One is I don't have money, so they cannot cheat me. But when I have money, if I don't get experience of negotiating now, they can cheat me. So now, 2 things I am doing. One is getting experience on how to buy lands. The 2, I'm sending the signals to God. I am serious about your business. I am serious about the vision, the promise that you have given to me. 95. The 96, I felt like it's a time for me to acquire the land. Don't have church. I had about 50 to 60 people along with me, young people who came to the Lord through my ministry. That's it. But God said, I will give a biggest church. I do not know how big that is going to be. But the city is growing fast. Then I had an impression it would become difficult for me to buy the lands in days to come unless I start acquiring the land now. Our reverend was telling me, I am in acquiring the lands. I am in the business of acquiring the lands in this country. And I did the same thing when I was 25 years old. So I used to borrow money from my friends and then try to give advance to the land. In 97, I felt like I don't have money, but I have to buy these lands, build the biggest church. What should I do? So as I was praying, somebody suggested me, why don't you go to Australia, work for 2 years, get money so that you can buy the land and build the church and start ministry in a bigger way. It was, good advice. So somebody came forward saying that, don't worry, I have a university in Australia. I know a university in Australia, and I know the president of the university. His name is Mike. You send 2,000 pounds, they will send you the admission letter. I've already borrowed money from friends and relatives and known people and gave advance for the land. And I have to give total amount so that we can acquire the land. I don't have money now. Now again I borrowed another 2,000 pounds to go to Australia, and I applied for a visa. It takes about 1 week to get the visa in those days, at least 10 days. November 11th is my admission day where I have to attend to the college. I send my passport to embassy. I blocked my ticket, waiting for visa. There came one, I don't want to name the person, but then an African prophet came to our city. And I attended that public meeting, and I usually sit behind where nobody will disturb me, so I can listen to the message. So I was sitting with my friend in somewhere under a tree or a corner. This prophet says, for example, if I'm sitting with Reverend Andrew, he says, Reverend Andrew Adeleke, there is somebody sitting next to you. He has applied for visa. He even blocked his ticket and he is waiting for that visa. Andrew Adeleke, Reverend Andrew Adeleke. There is somebody sitting next to you. I'm telling him. He got the visa. God is sending him to the country that he is supposed to go. That is what he said. And then he said, if there is anybody here, applied for visa, waiting for visa's approval, and then even blocked the ticket, I want him to come and witness and glorify God. So I was sitting next to Reverend Andrew Adeleke, and he did not tell my name, but he said the next person. So the next person is Chandran. He says, Chandran. The next person applied for visa. And Chandran started, hey, he's talking about you. Yes, I know. Let us listen to the next word. You got the visa. God is giving you the visa. And you blocked the ticket. You're going to the country. Chandran, if you're there, tell your friend to get up and ask him to come here and witness. So it's a public meeting. And it is very clear that I was the one. So I got up. I witnessed publicly saying that, yes, it is me. Chandran is next to me. I applied for visa and waiting for the visa and blocked the ticket, and through the prophet, God confirmed it, that me going to Australia is the will of God. And the prophet was so excited, and the town came to know that I'm going to Australia. Want to be famous? God knows how to make you famous. With one shot. So everyone came to know that I'm going to Australia. After I came down from the stage, they started shaking my hand. Congratulations, congratulations. Everybody. But then my passport did not come to my hand. I was waiting. 1 month passed. And suddenly one sister came, the sister who is very active in our ministry, came to our office. One tooth was broken off. I said, what happened? Why your tooth broke? Do you know what she said? Man of God, last night I got a dream that you got a visa and you're going to Australia. And I was so excited, and I want to get ready and come here and tell you, I fell in the washroom, I fell in the bathroom, I broke my tooth. A second confirmation that I'm going to Australia, that she got a dream, and she was so excited. Even now, she doesn't have that off tooth. I was so happy. November 11th is my date of joining in the university in Australia. Today is November 9th. I did not get the passport. So from my city, I have to fly to Delhi, where the embassy, So finally I decided to go to Delhi, speak to the consulate and find out what happened with my visa. I am flying from my city to Delhi. It's about 2.5 hours flying time. I was worried with one question. Day after tomorrow I'm supposed to join the college. Till today I don't have visa. And if they give visa tomorrow, then when I'm going to join in the college, if consulate asks the same question, you fool, why did you come today? You should have come at least 10 days back, 1 week back. And you are supposed to join tomorrow and you are coming today. So I have no answer. And I don't have acceptance of late admission also. I'm just worried and I just sat down worried. There was a foreigner sitting next to him. He watched me and said, young man, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Delhi. What for? I said, you know what? I applied for visa and I haven't received my passport back with visa. What for you're going to Australia? I said, because I applied for admission. I got admission in so-and-so university. And now I'm going to consulate to find out what's result of my visa. Okay, but why are you worried? I'm worried because if they ask me a question, day after tomorrow you are supposed to join today. Today you are coming and asking for visa. Do you have a acceptance letter if you go late? I don't have any acceptance letter. Do you know who is the president of your university? I said, yes, I know. His name is Mike Pike. His name is Mike Pike? I said, yes, his name is Mike Pike. What if Mike Pike gives you admission letter, late admission letter? I said, I'll get visa. So go and tell the consulate that you will get admission letter even if you go late to the college. How can you say? He said, I am the Mike Pike. The president of the university to which you applied for visa, admission. I am going to be in Delhi. Here is my business card. Show to the consulate. Ask them to call me. If they have any question, doubt, I will answer them. Yes, I am the president of the university. So the prophet from Africa came all the way from Africa to India to calm the storm in my life. A sister lost the beautiful tooth to confirm the word. The president of the same university that I'm going to join is next seat to me in the flight. It can never happen in the history. Happened in my life. He even gave the address of the hotel in case if you have to meet me. In those days, no mobile phones. Come straight to my hotel. I will try to type the letter and give it to you. I said, thank you so much. I was just thanking God. Lord, how much you love me. I went to the consulate and I presented my application number. Are you Mr. Satish Kumar? I said, yes, sir. Why did you come? I said, I haven't received the passport and visa. Come on, we have posted 3 weeks back. We have posted 3 weeks back. Haven't received it? We haven't received it. Oh, my goodness. During that particular time, there was a postal strike for 30 days. So my passport was held in the postal strike. Which means I've got the visa 3 weeks back. I was just thanking God. My God, you gave me visa 3 weeks back and I am really, right? Then I asked the counselor, what's the status of my visa? He said, well, your visa is refused. Your visa is rejected. I said, what? Yes. You don't have visa. Rejected. I have no words. A prophet calls, Chandran, there's a person next to you. Applied for visa. A sister gets a dream. Lost half of the truths. The president of the university is traveling next to me the same day, same time. Yet I did not get visa. Is it a coincidence? And this is the lesson I want to tell you. This is a lesson I wanted to share with you. Man of God may preach you. Many people may pray for you. Many things come close to you as if a miracle is going to happen, a breakthrough is going to happen, and suddenly you see everything is closed. So can you blame the man of God, and can you blame the promises of God, and can you blame the people who prayed for you? And end result is a failure. What should I do now? When he asked me to come and share on the stage, I shared it on the stage, and the entire town came to know that Satish Kumar, the young evangelist, is now going to Australia. How am I going to show my face to them? How are the people going to trust that preacher who prophesied about me? What happens to the truth of the sister? And why did Mike Pike from Australia came all the way? I have a million questions. Now I borrowed money from somebody, paid for my fees. I could not pay for the land, the rest of the money. Now I've added another 2,000 pounds. A failure, a total failure. The devil comes and tells me, you cannot return to your city. You will dishonor God. People will put you to shame. They will not listen to your message anymore because you're a failure. How are you going to face them? How are you going to pay the borrowed money? How are you going to face your own team which believed that what you do is the will of God? You said, I prayed about it and I felt it's God's will. I'm going to Australia, not for me, to make money for God's kingdom. Come back and pay for the land, and that's it. But today you are a failure. Your visa was rejected. You are not going to Australia. The only thought that came to my mind is to commit suicide. Just commit suicide, die. Because there is no way that you can live for tomorrow. Financially, I was broken. Emotionally, I was broken. Spiritually, I was confused. I don't see a ray of hope for tomorrow. Now, if I commit suicide, again it's going to dishonor God. Look at that man, he believed in a God. Again, I came from a strong Hindu family. I got a job in Canada in 1991. 1991, I was just 21 years. Got a job in Canada. About to fly, then God spoke to me. Are you going to Canada? I said, Lord, yes. God spoke to me saying that when millions of people perishing in this nation without knowing my love, this is the time for you to go to Canada and make money. I said, Lord, it is true, but my parents worked so hard and they wanted me to, get a job, settle. I will serve you, no doubt about it. Wherever I am, I will be a living witness to you. I will do my best preaching your word. But my parents, they have plans for my life, my future. I preach, no doubt. Then God said, who died for you? I said, yes, you died for me. Then he said, your parents only gave you birth, but I gave you life. Whom will you choose now? Parents or me? I said, Lord, if I have to choose parents and you, I would choose you. Then listen to me. You are not supposed to go to Canada. You are called, chosen to reach the lost and preach the gospel, good news. And my parents, my relatives, they were so excited that I'm going to be the first person to leave the country and go to Canada. I'm talking about almost 30 years back. In those days, you know how difficult it is to come to London, especially from a country like Nigeria or whatever country. The same with India. So it was a third world country. So I came from my prayer room, and my parents and all relatives are so excited. My son is leaving to Canada next week, XYZ. I came out of my prayer room and said, Mommy, I'm not going to Canada. She was, why? I'd rather choose to reach the lost than to make money. And my elder brother came and he did beat me like anything. You stupid fellow, what nonsense you are talking. We worked day and night to educate you, paid for you. Today you have come to a place where you can take care of entire family and support us. Now you say that you will not go to Canada. And you say that you will only preach Bible. Can this Bible feed you or take care of your needs? I said, well, I did not believe in Jesus because he will take care of my needs, but I believed him because he died for me. So it was very difficult for my parents, my relatives to understand my stand. I walked out of the house with this Bible, trusting and believing that this Bible will make me to stand for the one who died for me on the cross. Then what happened? 95, 96, here I am. Lost everything. Wanted to commit suicide. Because I don't see a future. Is there anybody this evening? You feel that I lost everything. You feel that your prayers are not answered. You feel that the man of God prophecies are in vain. You feel that your financial troubles are too many. And there is no way that devil comes and tells you that there is no way. The only way is to commit suicide. And I don't want to commit suicide such a way that this will dishonor God. And I was thinking about the best way to commit suicide. There is a place called the Red Fort in Delhi. It was a fort where the kings used to live, and there is a lake around the fort, and you will have a lot of crocodiles. So I thought, if I jump into that, tie a stone to my neck so that my dead body will not float. By that time, crocodiles will eat my meat, so that nobody would even know that I committed suicide, so that my dead body will not come. So now the plan is clear. The plan to commit suicide. If I continue my story, I may take entire night. Do you want me to continue or stop here? I'm serious. I can take entire night. I may take entire night. What should I do now? Should I continue? Should I stop? Blessed are those who preach less so that they can be invited again and again. So, when I come next time, I will continue the story. So until then, be blessed. What should I do now? Continue. Have you ever thanked God that God answered your prayers? How many of you say yes? Have you ever worried that God is not answering your prayers? Have you ever thanked God that He did not answer your prayers? Dear brothers and sisters, we always thank God for answering our prayers. But I always thank God for not answering my prayers. The reason is I prayed that day, take my life. But thank God, God did not answer that prayer. So if your prayers are not answered, there is something behind which you cannot answer that. Today, you may not see the reason behind why God is not answering your prayer. There is a big picture, big plan. And that day I wanted God to at least answer this prayer. But I want to die. At least. He did not take me to Australia. You did not take care of my financial needs. At least answer this prayer that I want to commit suicide. But God answered, saying, my son, tomorrow is coming. Tomorrow, wait for tomorrow. The blessing is coming. Just wait for tomorrow. The blessing is coming. That is what I heard from God. Just wait for tomorrow. The blessing is coming. I do not know what blessing is coming. I read a lot and I read a lot of illustrations, inspiring illustrations. A king announces in the kingdom saying that, I want my people to be happy and whatever is your need, you come and take from my treasury. It's all for you. So people who are in debts, needs land, needs house, needs wedding, they all came and emptied the treasury. The minister comes to the king and says, King, the treasury is empty. How are you going to run the kingdom now? The king said, don't worry, I kept the most precious thing with me. Then minister understood that king has got a secret treasury where he has enough money to take care of the kingdom. And he asked out of curiosity, King, you said you kept the most precious thing, diamonds, gold. What is that you kept most precious thing? He said, I have hope for tomorrow. That's it. That's enough. What do you mean by that? Yes, minister, I have hope for tomorrow. Tomorrow is coming. I just hope for tomorrow. I read this illustration many years back. That is what God reminded me. Just have hope for tomorrow. All that you have to do, just survive today. Just survive today with all your financial problems, with all your spiritual challenges, with all your physical challenges, with all your family problems, whatever crushes you and makes you feel like, I should die. God says, don't die today. What He says is, don't die today. Just wait till tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, God says the same thing. Don't die today. Let tomorrow come. So just because of that word, I decided to survive. Decided to survive for 24 hours. If you decide to survive for 24 hours, that's enough. That's enough. Thank God I survived till today is because I survived that 24 hours. Dear brothers and sisters, when devil comes and tells you it's all over, tell him 24 hours. is enough for my God to change things upside down. Change upside down. Moses was disappointed and discouraged and depressed because 40 years back he was a shepherd taking care of maybe 100 sheep. 40 years later, he's still a shepherd, still taking care of the sheep. No growth. No growth is in income. No growth in his position. No growth in his property. No growth, anything. The same. There might be somebody like that. There is no growth in your life. Growth in your finances. Growth in your position in your job. Growth in your properties. Same. Might be discouraged, disappointed, depressed. Lord, where is the blessing? But remember, it was a common day, an ordinary day, any other day. He went to the same place, took the same sheep. 24 hours later, Moses, the time has come. You are the shepherd of sheep, no longer. You are going to be the greatest leader on the surface of earth. The day has come. Just 24 hours, things have completely changed. Yesterday, he was a shepherd man. Today is a mighty prophet in the hands of God. Who knows which 24 hours will change your destiny? Just trust that 24 hours is enough. Devil thought that Jesus Christ was killed and murdered and is over. Friday, this devil celebrated, and the multitudes of all the demonic powers celebrated the death of Jesus Christ. It's all over. Unfortunately, devil doesn't know that Sunday is coming. Whenever you cry, whenever you fail, whenever you go through depression, discouraging situation, devil surprises. Devil celebrates, but devil doesn't know tomorrow is coming. God is going to bring the blessings that he stored for you. So I survived that suicidal day. I came back to my city. It was very, very difficult for me to face my team with a face of failure. Whoever you are, however great you are, but failure puts you to shame, and you got to face it. The Prime Minister may contest for a Prime Minister post. A first standard student may write an exam. When he fails, he has to face the failure with the shame. When a candidate who is contesting for Prime Minister post, when he fails, even he has to face the same failure with shame. So nobody can get rid of a failure and shame. So I went through that process. 97 passed with much difficulty. I could not pay back money. My friends were disappointed that I could not pay money back. Landlords, they said, can you pay rest of money? I said, I cannot. So they said, if you cannot pay the rest of money, you will not get even the money which you paid. So I lost the money. I lost the money which I paid for the admission in Australia. I'm here, financially broke. 98, got married, and the same lady who encouraged me to get visa for Australia called me and said, why don't you go to England? I said, stop it. She calls me and says, Australia did not work, so try England. Yeah? Some people may tell you, your first husband did not work, try second husband. Our first wife did not work, so try for second one. This advice will be always with you. But anyway, I said, Stop it. But she was constantly calling me and saying, you have a message that people needs to hear globally. Come on. My message, even my people are not in a position to believe it. Stop it. And she used to say, you will be a Joel Osteen. Come on, don't try to, be careful with the boosters. They will feed you with empty spoon. So I said, okay, it's okay. But she did not stop it. She said, there is a seminar happening in London. It is called Metropolitan 3-day seminar. Apply for invitation. If you get it, pray about it, apply for visa. If you get it, go if it is God's will. Otherwise, don't go. I will not force you. If it is a God's will, you will get visa. If it is not God's will, you will not get visa. But my desire is, you should go and see what is happening in the world. You will become a global figure. You will have a global ministry. Go and see how they build the churches. Go and see how they do the ministry. You are like a gem in a well. Go out. I prayed about it and I applied for visa. Surprisingly, I got the visa to London. 99. Just married to my wife. Full of debts. Unable to meet both ends. It's about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds is what my debt is. For that I wanted to commit suicide. It is not about the amount of the debt that matters, but amount of the weight that puts on your heart that matters. So finally, I decided to come to London. And I believed that God is going to help me to raise funds in this country so that I can go back with a lot of funds so that I can clear all the debts and then have more funds so that I can do more work. Otherwise, why God is taking me to London? So now I understood God is taking me to London to take care of all my debts and, debt free, and I can be able to serve God. That's what I was thinking. So my wife asked me, when are you going to come back to India? I said, the conference is for 3 days. 3 days. 4th day, I have no idea where I'm going to stay. For 3 days, they provided accommodation, and 4th day, I have no idea. I said, honey, I do not know when I'm going to come back. My mother asked me, 3 days they are providing accommodation. I said, yes, mom. 4th day, where will you stay? No idea. Mother is upset. You do not know where you're going to stay in London. Then how are you going there? Why are you going there? I said, I don't have any answer. My wife asked, you are married to me and you're going to London. When I asked you, when are you going to come back? You said, I do not know. So my wife doesn't have answer. My mother doesn't have answer. I don't have answer. Why are you going? No answer. I do not know. Can you find any fool like me? Do not know where he is, why is he going, and where is he staying, and when is he going to come back, and have no questions. Ask the Abraham, where are you going? No idea. Where are you staying? No idea. Will you come back? No idea. But thank God for Sarah. Oh my, she is the most faithful woman than Abraham at times. But anyway, I came to this country, stayed with my friend Richard at Walworth Road, Boundary Lane. 3 days I was permitted to stay with him, and he was gracious enough to extend 1 more week. He's a Britisher, a man with discipline. He said, you're supposed to stay with me for 3 days. You're not supposed to stay for 4th day. Tell me your plan. You know, Britishers and Baptist people, what is your plan? I said, no plan, only faith. Come on, man, don't talk rubbish. You should have proper planning. I said, I don't have any plan, only faith. What faith do you have? I don't know. I don't know. Why did you come here? I don't know. How long are you going to stay in this country? Man, don't kill me with your questions. I don't know. Okay, stay in my house for 1 week. That's all. And you are not going to stay any longer. That's a test. But anyway, I take a bus pass, a day bus pass, go in the bus. If I see a cross in Hyderabad, we jump out of the bus. No stop, nothing, just jump. So I know how to jump off the... Believe me, I was jumping out of the buses. If I see a cross, I go inside. I share my heart to the pastor, associate pastor, office bearer. And they say, this is about missions director's responsibility. Come when missions director is here. When will he come? 2 weeks. I take a date, wait for that day, go to missions director. And the missions director says, great ministry, but mission board has to decide. So when will the mission board come together? 2 months later. Okay, I take that date. I tell you, friends, I traveled 4 corners of London. I know more about London than my own city. But I did not get chance. I did not get money. I go morning, I come back in the evening, empty stomach. My wife will call me and say, the house owner is coming and asking for rent. We haven't paid the rent. Can you send some money? Here I am traveling 4 corners, trying to speak to the pastors. No help. One pastor, African pastor, invited me to preach. He gave about £100 offering. It was a great offering. After hearing my heart, he said, I will support you every month £100. I said, very thankful to you. The next month I tried to reach him. He did not answer me. So I tried. Third week he answered. He said, hey brother, I'm so sorry that I could not answer your phone call. But I said, you know what, you promised that every month you would like to give me £100. It is very much needed. Is it possible to help me? Do you know what he said? The moment when I decided to give you £100, the next night, the robbers have attacked my church, taken away all the property, computers, printers, whatever is valuable available. So I lost everything. I have to build my ministry from scratch. I'm sorry, I cannot give you anything. I said, but thank you so much. So I would sit down at Walworth Road library and try to find, no Google those days, go to library, find foundation book, find addresses, and I find some addresses and go to the places outside the city. After going there, I see the office is closed. And if I ask somebody, this has been closed for 10 years. So 3 to 4 hours, travel and come back, no office. Some people say, yeah, you can come to our office. So I would go and try to show all my album and everything. And they say, do you have affiliation with any world organization like, Evangelical Fellowship International, something like that? No, I'm very new to this country. No, we will not support new people. Only people who are affiliated with some sort of organization. So you don't have anyone watching for you. No support. I come back. I don't want to name it. There is one mega church around here. 3,000 to 4,000 people. For the first time I saw such a big church. I walked in. Again, he's an African pastor. Preached a very powerful message. I went forward and I said, I'm a missionary from India. I would like to speak to you for 10 minutes. He was so kind and gracious. Yeah, please come in. I went inside, and almost now for 2 months over, no funds, no support in his country. And I shared my heart with him, and I told him that I'm in debt, but I have a big vision. Then he said, I understand your need, I understand your heart. Come next Tuesday. I will give you 50,000 pounds. You can take care of all your needs. And my joy has no boundaries. I was just dancing on the road. I wrote my email to my wife saying that our prayers, our tears are going to be wiped away. So Tuesday came. I told my wife, tell the owner, tell them, tell these people, we are going to. But I should have met you before this happened, because you know what it is. Tuesday I came back. He said, Brother Satish, I'm too busy, but don't worry. Come back Sunday, and I will give you 50,000 pounds. So I came back Sunday. And he was caught up with a lot of meetings, and he said, oh, my brother, did you come? Yes, sir, I came. You know what, can you come next Tuesday? I said, that's fine, I can come, because you are big pastor, mega church pastor, many responsibilities. Next Tuesday I came. Receptionist said, pastor is not in office this day, so he's not here. So when will he come? Again Sunday. So Sunday I came. He saw me, he was gracious enough to greet me, and he said, Brother Satish, you know what, don't mind, come next Thursday. Take money, which I promised you. I said, thank you so much. But all this time I was walking on the street because I don't have money for the bus. So again I came back. Thursday I don't want to go to the office inside. I was only standing at the parking lot where he parks his Mercedes-Benz car. I was standing there. He came. The moment when he saw me, hey, Brother Satish, how are you, my brother? I said, I'm fine, sir. Did you come for money? I said, yes, you told me to come this day, so I came. You know what? Do one favor to me. I said, what? You go back and pray to God that God will bless me with enough money so that I can give you 50,000. Go and pray that God will bless me, and in return I'll become a blessing to you. You can go now. A needy person, what can I do? I was helpless, hopeless, a mega church pastor. I did not ask him to give 50,000 pounds. I shared only my heart. No hope. I understood the situation. I understood, but how can I explain to my wife, who actually called all the people, in fact, shared, saying that that's my situation. And 3 months passed. Nothing happened. Could not raise 5,000 pounds. I decided. I did not go to Australia. But what is the meaning coming to England? The same thing. I lost money not going to Australia, and I wasted time coming to England. What's happening here? But one thing happened. During the time of my waiting in that church, I used to go and pray between these empty chairs in that church, because I have to wait for the pastor's time. I used to kneel between this church, and I used to pray, Lord, when will the day come for India to have a church like this? That's it. I would cry, when will the day come for us to have a church of 3,000, 4,000 people? When will the day come? When will the day come? When will we see a church just like this in India? That is what I prayed. I got nothing out of that pastor, But the church opened my eyes to see a church can be built like this. 3,000 to 4,000 people. My wife tells me, at least you try to find some work somewhere and work somewhere, send some money. So, in the same Walworth Street to Camberwell Green, I would go to shop. There was an elderly man sitting on a chair, crossing his legs. I went and asked, can you provide me a job? He said, young man, even the mayor has no job in this city. Get out from my shop. This is what he said. I am the one who did not go to Canada when I got a job. But I am the one who has been chosen by God to be the prophet. But now I am struggling to work, and they say, we don't have work for you. Get out from this job. Where am I heading? Where am I heading? Where God is taking me? There might be somebody here, you tried all your best, but you hit against the wall. And I have done it for years and years. I'm telling you. So finally I said, Lord, I need to visit more churches so that more people will hear my heart. So again I got into the bus. I went around you name it, I went all the churches, in most of the churches in the city. I saw a cross. I jumped out of the bus. I got into the office. 2 gentlemen were sitting. I was pouring out my heart. I'm an evangelist from India. I shared the gospel. I preached the gospel. I did this ministry. I want to save more souls. I want to save more souls. The 2 gentlemen said, young man, we don't save souls here. I said, then what do you do here? We bury souls here. What do you mean by that? Yes, man, we bury souls here. It's a funeral home. Just because I saw the cross, what I'm trying to say is, I was so desperate, I even walked into funeral home to raise funds among the dead bodies. Have you ever seen a man like me gone through all this? From there, God brought me to the video which you have seen it. But the reason why I came today is important that you should know. It has been 17 years that I could not come back to the London. 2007 was my last time. So 17 years later, I'm coming back. The very important reason that I have come back to this country is to thank 5 people. That's all. I came back to this country to thank 5 people. Who are those 5 people? Let me tell you. Finally, I prayed this prayer. Lord, do you want me to serve you? Then take care of my needs, please. I did not say take care of my wants or desires. Take care of my desires, my wants. I never said that. Take care of my needs. If you don't take care of my needs, I will still serve you, but I will not leave you. I will still serve you even while starving. I said like this, if you don't take care of my needs, I will serve such a way that when you look at me, you will feel pity on me that I think I'm overusing this fellow. I am overusing this fellow, but I will not quit serving you. The very reason why I have chosen to follow Jesus is not because he's going to meet all my needs. It's because he died for me on the cross. That's it. The very reason why we have to serve God is this. It is not that he's going to take care of your needs. It's just because we are grateful that he died for us on the cross. And if you are trying to serve God with a selfish reason that if I do this, God will do this. If I give tithes, God will do this. If I give this, no. The 3 young Jewish people said, our God is able to save us from this furnace. Even if it doesn't save us, we will remain faithful to our God. This is called faithfulness. This is called faithfulness. I said the same thing. If you take care of my needs, I'll serve you. Even if you don't take care of my needs, I will still serve you. That is what I said. So I decided, Lord, now I thought you were going to take care of my needs, and I understand that you're not even going to take care of my needs. But then, my commitment to my God is, I'll still serve you. No way that I will quit. I'll serve. I'll preach. People may call me crazy and funny and foolish. Whatever they call, let them call. I'll serve you. Saturday morning, Friday I'm leaving. Saturday morning, there was a pastor's fellowship, morning breakfast for pastors at Stratford. I went there and I met a gentleman. He said, will you please come and preach in our church? I said, yes, I will. So I went to his church, and after I preached, he raised 800 pounds. That was the biggest gift. In all these 3 months, 10 days, I was here for 3.5 months. 100 days. And he called Pastor Sola. His name is Tayo. You know Mr. Tayo. Pastor Tayo is the one who actually invited me to preach at his church on Sunday. And he gave through his church 800 pounds. It was a very big gift. He called Pastor Sola David. He is an interesting young fellow, but he has a message that really inspires. Would you like to invite him? He said, why not send him? So I went and preached. I think they raised about 1,800 pounds. And he called Dr. Sola Follalade. Would you like to have him? He's really, man, he has got zeal and he has got a message and very inspiring. I went there. And he gave about 2,300 pounds. The church gave. I do not know whether it is Pastor Sola or Sola Fola reached our Reverend Andrew Adeleke, and I came the same week here, and you people gave about 2,600 pounds. So what I could not raise in 3 months, 10 days, God changed everything in 24 hours. So by the time I finished preaching in these 4 churches, Pastor Tayo, Pastor Sola Follalade, Pastor Andrew Adeleke, end of these 4 meetings, I got about 7,000 pounds, close to 7,000 pounds. So what it takes for you to get in 90 days, for God, few days enough. So, then God asked me to start Calvary Temple with 25 people. Started with 25 people, and within 1 year time, 1,000 people. 2007 we had about 2,000 people, 3,000 people. 2008 we had 8,000 people. 2009 we had 18,000 people. 2010 we had 30,000 people. 2011 we had 50,000 people. 2012 God spoke to me saying that now is the time to get the land which I promised you. So I asked three things. God, give me land not less than 8 acres in the center of the city. 8 acres, minimum 8 acres of land. And the second thing I asked, first is 8 acres land. Second is it's in the center of the city. The third thing, there should be a railway station opposite to a Calvary temple. So when people come out of the railway station, they should say, "Welcome to Calvary temple." That should be. So what happened? God gave me 8 acres of 9 acres of land in the center of the city, but no railway station. I said, "Lord, where is the railway station?" There is not even a bus station. Request stop, not even a request stop. But I asked, where is that railway station? So before I answered that, I'm going to close it now. We were praying in that empty land, 40 days fasting prayer, and then we began studying the book of Nehemiah. And we see that Nehemiah rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem in 52 days. And he actually prayed for 3 to 4 months' time. Nehemiah prayed for 3 to 4 months' time, according to the months mentioned. So 40 days we have finished fasting prayer in the rain, extended another 40 days, extended another 40 days. So we finished 3 to 4 months. 4 months. It is in the month of October. I said to my church, we finished praying for 120 days. We fasted and prayed. I do not know what next. So you please pray that God will speak to us, speak to me, what next. So October, as I was praying, God spoke to me. Do you believe that I will repeat the history? I said, what history? Nehemiah I enabled Nehemiah to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem in 52 days. If you believe I am going to build the biggest church in 52 days. I said, what? You're going to build a biggest church in 52 days? God said, yes. I Googled it. The biggest church, of course, Paul Angicho is a pastor of the biggest church. When we searched it, it is 12,000 members. Seating capacity is 12,000. Then went to America, and we saw the biggest church is Joel Austin, 16,000 some change. So we came to conclusion saying that it should be more than 16,000 or 17,000. So it should be at least 18,000. So 18,000 seating capacity with acoustically designed, air-conditioned, 52 days, no builder came forward. They said, you are making fun of us. 52 days, over 100,000 SFT, forget. That too air-conditioned, with all the ducting, forget. November 11th, by faith, we laid foundation stone. January 1st is 52nd day. I spoke to our church members. It is impossible that we will build this church in 52 days because no builder is coming forward. But God will build. Let us trust. So government did not give permission. High Court has ordered, stop the construction. All these things happen. Battles after battles. Hurdles after hurdles. But January 1st, a church with 18,000 seating capacity was built in 52 days. So, our city has 450 years of history. There are many constructions, great monuments in Hyderabad, in our city. But if you go to TripAdvisor, you know TripAdvisor. Go to TripAdvisor, just type Calvary Temple, Hyderabad. Immediately you will see Calvary Temple is number 1 attraction among 278 attractions in entire city. Today, Calvary Temple is the best attraction in entire city. Can you imagine God's house is the attraction in our city? I think our God's house everywhere has to become an attraction in every city. I said, Lord, you gave 9 acres of land in the city. You built the temple in 52 days, but where is the railway station? Suddenly the news broke in the media. The Hyderabad has, the government of our state designed metro stations in our city. And when we see it, a metro station was built exactly opposite street of Calvary Temple. So when people come out of the railway station, you can see, welcome to Calvary Temple. Our God is a God who deals with impossibilities. "25 years back, I am here. I was here, struggling to raise 5,000 pounds. Today, the cost of our Calvary Temple, the land cost of our Calvary Temple in our city is more than $100 million. 24 hours, if you survive, that's enough. God has great plan for you. And all that you have to do is just survive 24 hours. When you go through the discouragement, disappointment, depression, God says, just give me 24 hours. I'll take care of you. The very reason I came this time, in spite of my busy schedules and stuff like that, is to thank Reverend Andrew Adeleke. And thank you that when I came empty-handed, you filled my hands and sent back to India. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Jesus healed 10 lepers. Only one came back. And I am that leper, coming back to thank you for your sacrifice and support. When I came, Reverend Andrew Adeleke, he gave his entire dress. He went, he removed his shoes, shirt, and he wanted to bless me. He emptied himself to fill my life. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Grateful to you. So you are blessed to have a blessed preacher, a blessed pastor. And you have no idea that your church is one of the reasons behind that great ministry. So you do not know who comes to your church. You do not know who comes and shares their heart. Nobody believes that I was the same person who came 25 years back. Today I got into Houston railway station. Suddenly somebody comes and asks, can I take you a selfie? I said, who? He wants to take a selfie. Where? In Houston station. He recognizes me. I went to the same Houston station. I wanted to have some burger. That girl smiles at me and says, I am your church member in Hyderabad. So what I'm saying is, I was unknown once upon a time. But today, God made me well known. And you serve the same God. You serve the same God. And I give all the glory to God, and grateful to Reverend Andrew Delic and family and all the church members. Thank you so much. God bless you all.